Hello and welcome to the very first episode of the year, the very first episode of 2024. I know it's a bit late, but I'm gonna say Happy New Year anyway. For me, this is the beginning of the year as I decided to take January off for resting and slowing down. So I hope you're doing well. I hope you started the 2024 with a lot of fun and excitement. I'm so glad to be back. And before we dive into this inspiring journey of our guest today, and I really have an awesome guest today with me, I want us to take a moment to explore a topic close to the heart of La Route coaching, the unique blend of leadership and self-awareness. So in this crazy pace of careers and travels, understanding who we truly are, and embracing effective leadership isn't just a professional asset. It's like having a trusted companion on the journey of life. By knowing ourselves, by knowing our unique strengths, our personal traits and weaknesses, give us the clarity and knowledge we need to make better decisions for our career and life. So today I decided to start this episode by sharing some tips with you on how we can gain more understanding about ourselves. First of all, it's very important to reflect on our values. Let's learn to take some time in our week, in our month, to identify our core values. What truly matters to you? So aligning your values with your career path can bring a profound sense of purpose and authenticity. Another way is to embrace continuous learning. In this ever-evolving landscape of careers and travel, by being open to learning is the key. Learning new knowledge, whether it's a new skill, a fresh perspective, or cultural understanding from your travels, continuous learning keeps you adaptable and resilient. A third way is to cultivate emotional intelligence. Understand and manage your emotions effectively and be attuned to the emotions of those around you. This can foster a positive and collaborative work environment, essential for effective leadership. And we really need a work environment like that. We miss a positive and collaborative work environment, really. Another way, the fourth way, is to connect with your network. Start building meaningful connections. This can be a powerful asset. Share your experiences, seek advice, and offer support. A robust network not only enriches your career, but also provides a valuable sounding board for self-reflection. And last but not least, let's practice mindfulness. Again, in this crazy way of living, this crazy way that we work and travel and do all these things that we do, it's so important to take moments for mindfulness. Whether it's a few minutes, whether it's a few minutes of meditation, a walk in nature, or simply being present in the moment, here and now, mindfulness enhances self-awareness and resilience. So these tips can make you not only a better leader, but also help you connect with your true self. It's this little pause, the moment of reflection before we set off on the adventure of our guest's exploration of success through the lens of travel and careers. And please remember, leading with heart involves an ongoing journey of self-discovery. These tips are just signposts to guide you on your path. So please enjoy the process, be kind to yourself, and let your unique journey unfold. And please don't forget to rate this episode if you enjoyed it. Thank you. So today we have a remarkable guest who wears many hats and has an impressive journey to share. She is a dedicated feminist, lecturer, coach, and founder, bringing her passion for social entrepreneurship to the forefront. She navigates the worlds of travel and academia with finesse. Her commitment to fostering innovation and entrepreneurship is evident through her role as a social entrepreneurship coach and project manager. So, in addition to her academic pursuits in international finance and entrepreneurship and innovation management, is that correct, right?
Yes.
Our guest, our guest is also a podcaster using her platform to amplify diverse voices and engage in meaningful conversations. As a Break Fellow, where I had this incredible opportunity to meet her, she exemplifies dedication to breaking barriers and driving positive change. Please get ready to be inspired as we delve into the career mindset of this dynamic woman, exploring her experiences, insights, and the valuable lessons she's learned along the way. Welcome to the show. Welcome, Theodora. Thank you for being here with me today. How are you?
Wow, thank you so much, Fenya. This description of myself, crazy. I'm like, okay, this is me? Really?
Yes, this is you, so many different hats, so many different roles, and I can't wait to find out more about you. So, are you ready to start?
I'm ready. I'm ready. Thank you for this amazing opportunity once again.
Thank you for being here. So, I want you to ask the first question. Your journey seems incredible, diverse, as I said before, from being a lecturer and a coach to co-founding and so many other things. I mean, I'd like to ask you how you find the time to do all of these things. But for now, I would like you to share the pivotal moments that led you to embrace such a varied career path and what inspired you to navigate both academia and entrepreneurship, especially in the context of travel.
Great question. Also the first one, because I get this question a lot, how I find the times. I think for this, in a short answer,
You can
it's
answer
really
both.
just doing it. I don't think so much. I do my plan for the week and I'm like, okay, to the next, to the next, to the next. So it's
Okay.
really hustling over the day. And at one point, I realized, oh my God, okay, maybe a little break is fine too.
Okay.
So, and it's a lot of organization with yourself, a lot of self-discipline. And how I decided to actually choose this path, because
Mhm.
really, I always say, I think the path choose me, basically, because I'm one person who always says yes, or most of the time says yes to opportunities. And I'm like, okay, let's see where this door will lead me to, or this opportunity, this path that I'm going through right now. Because I studied bachelor and then I did my internship and then my master. So it was really a normal way, I would say. Because I was like, okay, let's study first and then get a job 9 to 5, and maybe one day I have my own startup.
Mhm.
And I
Okay.
always say, if something is in your mind, so this startup thing was always in my mind, it will never leave you until you really do it. So, so I did some extra courses on doing my master degree program because I was like, okay, let's extend it a little bit and let's dive deep also into entrepreneurship because I had it in my bachelor's, but I never did this deep dive. It was more in finance deep dive.
Okay.
And I really realized, wait a moment, this is actually great. And I can combine it with my passion of traveling, which I never expected. I really was like, the idea must be something really crazy, something that I can never program, a huge technology. But everything changed with this course and with my coach, like the lecturer who was giving this lecture, he's a coach himself. and a startup founder. And he really liked me and was like, no, you gotta continue. I'm gonna become your startup coach for the next 6 months and let's see. You know, I just say, let's go. And then my professor came to me. He asked me if I want to be a lecturer after my master's. Really, it was crazy. And I
Wow,
said, yes, let's do this also. Because every semester we travel to a different university to teach there. And I was like, great, traveling, work and traveling, the best combination in my life. And it really just happened to me. And I said yes. And
fantastic.
a thing is also prioritize. If you see it's getting too much, something is too much, and you can handle 10 things at the same time, just say no. Also, I have to learn this, but this is also my advice.
That's a good lesson of this incredible journey. And thank you for sharing that because it's very important. Recently, I met a lot of young people who have this belief that once they study a specific topic, they have to follow this specific career path forever,
Mm.
for their whole life. And I really want them to hear what you just said because it's so important nowadays to have a varied career path. Companies out there, people out there are looking for other people with a variety of skills. So just try things out, say yes, that's your advice. Thank you for that. And probably find people in your network to believe in you as your professor and help you open new doors. Is that correct?
Yes, exactly. And people might be anyone, you know. It's also just be open to people as well, because you never know what they see in you. You might not see your spark, you might not see your own talents, but other people do recognize it. And I think that's amazing.
Fantastic. And as the co-founder of Travel Out, you just told me before that it's going to go to the trial. How, oh, no, how's it? The beta. I'm
Testing
not a
phase, yes.
startup in the beta phase. So congrats. So yeah, your connection with the world of travel is evident, and also you mentioned before that work and travel is your dream way of doing your career. So how has your passion for exploring new horizons shaped your approach to career success? And what lessons from your travels have you integrated into your professional journey?
Oof, so many lessons to tell.
Let me start.
And I will tell you why.
Out.
So basically, you have to know that I took my first flight with 2 months. So my parents were crazy enough to give birth to me in the United States. We were still living in Germany. So I think traveling is really in my DNA. And
Okay.
since then, our parents like always took us to trips, 5 kids to mention.
Wow.
And for me, traveling was something that is part of my life. So not only once and becoming a tourist in a city, but more like being a traveler and
Mhm.
a lot of times of the year. And I realized also during my career path, if I choose this 9 to 5, like I recognize this a lot in my internships, I only have 30 days where to go, where to explore the world. Like something didn't fit together for me at least, you know, it's always super personal. And I discovered, like, doing this path that work and travel is possible, remote work is possible, which also changed the horizon of possibilities. And during travel, I realized, or I found myself. I always say traveling is also the most amazing tool to find yourself, to be by yourself, to meet new people, to see more cultures, like what's going on around the world. It's a lot of stereotypes in our heads if you don't travel, if you don't go to another country. I was living 1 year in Mexico. You know how many people told me, don't go there, it's dangerous, mafia, like everything that they have in their minds of Mexico, they told me. And I was like, I don't care. I want to go there. I want to improve my Spanish. I want to learn what are those Mexican people and what is Latin America. I
Mhm.
did it. It was completely different. Like this was the best experience in my life. I know how I am now also due to this experience because 1 year by yourself in Mexico, it's crazy. And this opens also your mind of possibilities and seeing innovation, seeing what is working in other countries. Maybe you don't have this in your own country. And I
Mhm.
think this is important to also change your mind in a way of, hey, what can I also build maybe for my country or for my culture or for my people? So yeah, traveling is just an amazing tool to really find yourself and grow.
Wow. I'm still thinking that you did this journey to Mexico on your own as a
Yes.
woman.
Yeah.
I mean, wow. Wow. That's takes a lot of courage. How did you feel doing that on your own?
I have to say the first week was horrible.
Okay.
The first week I
Wow.
just booked a random Airbnb, super cheap, and I was like, I'm gonna find something when I'm in Mexico to live there 1 year. I don't know if this was the best decision to make.
I don't
At
know.
the end, at the end, yes, because I find a really amazing house with Mexican people inside, like Mexican students. But at first, I had this culture shock. And I realized it's really normal. If you go to a country and you have this shock, why am I here? Why did I leave my comfort zone? My people, my friends, my family. It's really normal.
Mhm.
And you also have to accept it that it will turn better with
Okay.
time. And
Good.
also that you stay open and don't lose your mind.
Good to know.
Because
Okay.
yeah, because of course you don't know the language so well. It's a lot of barriers that also come up with traveling. But that's something that really increases your growth because you're out of your comfort zone completely. And I think we know all that you grow the most when you're out of your comfort zone and just never give up. Everyone is there to help you also. Ask for help. The people are really kind. They don't all always want you bad, so they're there to
Thank
help.
you.
This is also something I learned that
And it's very important. Thank you for reminding this to us that people are indeed kind. And just another question here. Um, if you could give an advice to a young woman who, or a young person in general, who want to start traveling and working at the same time, what would it be? What's the first thing they need to know or they need to have? Like, because many people believe that they need to have like a big budget to do.
Mhm.
Is that correct? Or what's the first step in general to do something like that?
Yeah, that's a really good question because I get this question a lot. Also because people see that I travel so much. I'm
Yeah.
not rich yet, hopefully. I really travel on a low budget, and I
Oh,
always say it's possible. If I can do this, you can also do this. Of course, you need money. With everything you do, you need money, but you don't have to go to the most expensive hotel. You can also try out, especially when you're by yourself, hostels. But I also, with time, that's why we're building our app to make it also possible to connect people. And maybe you don't need to go to a hostel to meet new people. You can have your Airbnb together. It's much cheaper also. But hostels is a good way to travel cheap, get to know people, get maybe also to know someone who speaks the language of the country that can help you also firsthand, but also with your laptop. And you have a job, so you also get paid at the end of the month, hopefully. And if you work and travel, you will also get more inspired. You will get more like your brain works differently when you travel and see so many different things at a day that you really are more productive and you know you are in a country that you don't know so you work actually more efficient and then you can explore the world or the new place you are in, so it's also a lot of motivation behind work and travel.
mhm. And speaking of that, speaking of motivation and in traveling, so how do you leverage the experiences gained from your travels to foster innovation, specifically in the careers of aspiring professionals?
Hmm. If I see it in my path,
Mhm.
because as I said, I love to travel and I try so many tools out. And if you're fascinated for something, it doesn't have to be travel. You're also going to use a lot of tools. And my advice is try to figure out what works well and what doesn't work well. And maybe you are the one who is solving this problem and who gonna create something more innovative, a better solution for yourself, but most of the time also for other people because your solution needs to solve problems that a lot of people have.
Mhm.
And I realized only if you look on Facebook groups that more than 15 million people, even more, are looking for travel buddies on Facebook. I was one of them. It never worked out for me, and I really don't believe it works out for so many people. And that's why I realized, wait a minute, I have this problem too, but also a lot of other people have it. Because I was traveling a lot, I was using a lot of tools, apps. I realized, hey, I can solve the problem maybe better because I'm my own target group. And if you are your own target group, you know your needs, your pains much better also than if you are really random into a market, if you enter a market and you want to solve something.
Okay, that's awesome. I mean, you find your inspiration in order to create something innovative from your own experience and your own pain points instead of looking outside to others. You use yourself as
Yeah,
the persona, exploring the needs and the problems you may face in your everyday life.
exactly. And
That's
you, since you have those assumptions or you know about yourself, you go out and ask your target group if they also have this pain points. And this was something that we realized, hey, it's the same. So even if you're solving the problem for yourself, still talk to other people. And if you realize a pattern, then you're not the only one having this problem. So yes, exactly as you said.
And that's a great start to find out. But we need to have self-awareness to understand what's
Mhm.
going on here in order to start finding the solutions of the problems. But it's a great start anyway. Next question. I want to talk about your podcast. I
Mhm.
know you do podcast as well. You do it in German, but I wish that I could listen to it. I don't speak German, unfortunately. But I want to ask that through your podcast, you provide a unique platform for exploring success through various lenses. How do you curate content that aligns with the theme of exploring success through travel? And what stories have resonated the most with your audience?
Mhm. Amazing question. Because, yeah, I also have a podcast, as you mentioned.
Yes.
And that's why I love being on yours. I love to talk
Yeah.
to incredible people like you. But my podcast, I do it by myself,
Okay.
not yet invited people.
Okay.
And yeah, unfortunately, it's only in German. But I have good news. I will tell you in a few. But
Okay.
in this, but in this podcast, I always wanted to start something like this. It
Mhm.
was more like a heart project for me, nothing to do with my startup business. It was just, hey, I want to inspire people. I want to maybe one sentence that you say to someone, even a stranger, will stuck with this person forever in their life in a positive way. Of course, also negative, but hopefully in a positive way. So I was like, let's just do it. I'm also more this just do it person. And then I just do the things that come up in my mind because, as I said, they never leave my mind. So
Okay.
if I don't I do it,
We
they
have
will
to.
stuck with me. And I just said, okay, it's the best for myself if I just speak out of my heart, not in my brain, not with writing things down. So what I thought would be the best idea, and I just started picking a motivational quote and just talking about it. Just
Oh,
talking about how this changed maybe my life, a motivational quote about, for example, which was the podcast episode which was listened the most, was in a world where you are yourself, something like that. It was in German. So in a world where society wants to change you and you still be yourself, this is basically the life goal. Being yourself in a world that's trying to change you. And I really talk how this how this was part of my life, how I was really stuck into society's norms and what changed after traveling, finding myself, and why this is the better way to live also. So it's something like that. My podcast goes
I
kind of
really want to listen to your podcast. But somehow, I don't know, do something. Give me the videos with subtitles. Really, it sounds very awesome what you do. And I think that we really need people like you with so much incredible energy, positive energy, talking speaking out your authenticity. It's very important. So thank you for that.
Thank you.
How do you see the connection between breaking barriers and the transformative power of travel in shaping not just careers, but individuals as well?
Mhm. To come back to my point before, we will start a Founders podcast also in English, so you will be so you can finally listen to my voice
Yes, please.
in English.
Finally.
And there we also gonna connect all the dots with our experience as founders, challenges, really fuck ups, but also incredible insights on our journey, how everything started. So a lot of things to talk about. And there we're gonna have guests. So who knows? Maybe
Okay.
get ready.
Oh, and when we can wait the first episode in English?
It's actually out on this Tuesday. So
Oh,
I'm gonna send it to you. I'm gonna send it to you. We didn't announce it yet because we're waiting for another episode to be out to have more
okay.
content, but
Yes, fantastic. So you're doing it on your own as well, or you have another?
with my co-founder.
Okay,
So
nice.
two of us. Yes.
Oh, I wish you all the best to this
Thank
new
you so
endeavor.
much.
And yeah, I'm sure that it will be fantastic. So, and I can wait to listen to it and send you feedback and comments.
Nice. Because it's important to talk also about challenges, you know? A lot of times we forget about this, that those are also part of our lives. And
Mhm.
everybody's gonna face problems. In every step, in every career path, in every lifetime, you're always gonna have problems. And I think a big lesson is that you have to live with your problems and you're never gonna expect to be happy when everything is solved. Because this is never gonna happen. So it's more dealing with your problems and challenges and accepting it as part of your life. And now I forgot the question you asked before.
I mean, no, it's okay, but you're answering it. It's about these problems, the barriers, how uh, we can, do you see the connection between breaking
Mhm.
barriers and the transformative power of travel in shaping not just careers, but individuals? You
Yeah.
started answering it about all these problems, but how where is this
Mhm.
um transformative power?
Mhm.
Where is this shift that happens to shape ourselves as well, our personalities, not just our careers, maybe through traveling?
Yeah, yeah. So a huge problem that we see, and this is also something we try to solve with our app, is that discrimination often starts with the fear of the unknown. We
Mhm.
as human beings, out of nowhere, we really are afraid of something that we don't know, that we never met, like people we never met, culture we never see, countries we never experience by ourselves. And this is a huge problem in society still. Still, we live in this globalizational world, and we still are afraid even of our neighbors if we don't know them. And this is a huge problem that I saw after coming back from a longer trip, that people that don't travel so often, they're really close-minded and they really stay they have the same thoughts and the same beliefs, limited beliefs that they had before me starting my travel experience. And I always say traveling really broadens your horizon, opens your heart especially, and fills at the end of the day your life with stories to tell. And we only regret the things we never did. And traveling is something so many older people regret not have done when they
Mhm.
were younger, that really just go out there, experience the world, and don't have don't have this generalized ideas about people, because everyone is different and at the end we are all one. This is also something traveling really gave to me.
I mean, I'm so happy because I see that we have similar beliefs. And so you say just okay, just travel. Let's do
Yeah,
it.
just
Let's
do
book
it.
the first trip. I mean, I'm waiting this your application as well to find my travel buddy. I don't know if you'd like to say some things about the new app which is
Mhm.
coming, the Travel Out. What is it and what people can find in this app?
Yes, I'm happy to share this. Thank you for this opportunity. And yeah, as I said, this is the problem we're trying to solve also with this increasing and considering numbers of loneliness, especially in the younger generation. It's crazy. I didn't know that before, that so many people feel lonely, like 73% of Gen Z. That's something we should be concerned about. So we really try to make this connection with people based on their personality types. So we're not only going to focus on, hey, you're going to Colombia, I'm going to Colombia, let's travel together. It's more, the matchmaking will more be on who are you as a person, as a human being? What is your travel type also? And who I am. Are we matching or not? Because this is something, it can make your travel experience horrible or great. I had this experience with really people. We were good friends here, but during travel, we had different kind of personalities, and it didn't match. I wanted to do something crazy, more adventurous, and it was more like, okay, let's chill 20 hours at the beach. I'm like, but can we do so? This is something we try to fix to really match you with your personality based
I mean, I know some
person.
great couples who went to vacations for a trip when they got divorced. Imagine, imagine to find another person, someone you don't know at all. It's a bit tricky. You need to do your best to match the right personality, so everything
Yes.
is fun. Fantastic. Thank you so much. I really can wait to try it and start my travels through the Travel Out, the new app. And last question for our episode today. With a background in international finance and entrepreneurship and innovation management,
Mhm.
you bring a wealth of knowledge to the table, right? So how do these academic foundations play a role in shaping your perspective on global careers? And what advice do you have for aspiring professionals entering these fields?
Wow, great question to end this podcast episode. And it's already always crazy. So, as you said correctly, my background is on finance and entrepreneurship innovation management. And I realize that a lot of people, especially in this entrepreneurship path, if they choose it, they don't know, like, they don't know anything about finance. So, how to make
I'm
this
one
number?
of those.
And it's okay. I really got it. It's super complex. I would
Okay.
say it's complex, not complicated. It's really complex to understand it first, but it's so needed. And I really say to everyone, at least understand why you come up with these numbers. Because if you don't have any clue and you think your business can be profitable in 1, 2 years, maybe it's not the case. Maybe you need to change your strategy because a financial plan or all these numbers, they're gonna tell you a story behind your business. I always say if you have a business plan, the numbers are really representing just your business plan. So
Okay.
maybe this is increasing the motivation to dive
No,
into finance.
not for me.
But it really shapes, and every career path you decide, everything you decide to study, it really shapes you. And I always say, never stop learning.
Mhm.
Because this is something, especially as an entrepreneur, especially having your own business, you always have to learn something new to go into a next chapter of your life, a next career path upgrade. It's always about learning and having this energy and motivation to learn something new because you learn for yourself, something nobody can take away. Maybe they can take away your job, but never the things you already have in your mind and you learned. And everyone should have this fun and this motivation behind learning something new. It's,
Yes.
yeah, I always say never stop learning. And
Oh,
nothing is wrong at the end. Even if you study something else and you choose a different career path, it's your path. Nobody gonna tell you this is right or wrong. No, like it's really weird for me if people say, "Why didn't you do this or that? This is wrong." Like nobody lives your life. You live your life and you take the decisions you want to do and you want to make in your life. And that's totally fine.
oh, thank you so much. That's a beautiful advice. I really needed to hear all of these amazing things that you said today. I'm so glad that you came to this episode, and it's the first episode of the year. I know it's a bit late, but as explained at the beginning, I took January off for me to take some rest and slow down. So I'm starting. We're starting in February, and it's a great way to start the new year with this amazing advice. Thanks again for being here. It was such a pleasure to have you. I wish you all the best to your future endeavors. I can't wait to listen to your episode, the podcast episode, and join the Travel Out application. And yes, thank you again.
Thank you so much, Fenya, really. I also can't wait to try out my own app since you already know my own target group. So maybe we match, who knows?
Well, that would be awesome. Imagine that. Well, we need to arrange to travel together anyways.
Yes, for sure.
Without the app.
Thank you once again, Fenya, for having me here. And it's a pleasure to be on your podcast.
Thank you for all the loves today. And so for all of you who listen to us, please rate this episode if you enjoyed it, and see you soon. Bye.
Bye bye.